The coldest.
Yeah. We live and learn about the coldest.
So, to start off, how old are you and where are you from, man?
I'm 20 and I'm originally from New York, but I moved to North Carolina like 2007. So I grew up half New York, half here. So in Lewisburg, North Carolina.
Okay, so you in North Carolina right now, then?
Yeah.
Okay, I remember you told me that you like be in Atlanta a lot. Is that close to North Carolina, or what's the story there?
Yeah, it's close. I'm only like 5 hours away from Atlanta.
Okay, so you be out there a lot?
Yeah, mostly.
Okay. Who are the biggest people that you've worked with so far? I kind of want a comprehensive list.
The biggest people, Migos, MGK, Soulja Boy, Chief Keef, Nicki Minaj. It's a lot of people. Those are the biggest right now. Lil Baby too. Lil Baby.
Okay, so that list you just said, I kind of want to expand on that a little bit, because usually when I have people just say who they worked with, I don't ask any more about it. But that list, that's all like top tier. Those are all like major label signed mainstream artists that you're talking about. You know, you're talking about like Nicki Minaj and Soulja Boy and Migos and everything else. Now, there's a lot of producers that would love to get placements with people like that. I'm just going to get right into it. How did you link up with some of those people? How did some of those people hear about you?
Good question. How did some people? Actually, I started sending beats throughout the emails, like through emails. First, it was Soulja Boy, and then I had linked up with Soulja Boy in person, and it just went from there. And like all I did was like I was in my room every day, and I would just send them through emails, just searching on Twitter and everything. And then like when I came across Soulja Boy, it took off from there, and then Chief Keef. It happened from there. Like I was in like 10th grade. I've been knowing Chief Keef a long time. So we had finally got to work, and then we had linked up in person and everything and worked from there. So it was like, and then Nicki, I didn't never get to meet her yet, but me and Soulja Boy actually worked on the song together, and then he took it to her and everything, but he met her. MGK, I never met MGK either. But most of these people I have, Chief Keef or Soulja Boy, or like Lil Baby, or Migos. I've been knowing Migos a long time, even before there was Migos. So like we all just, I just been sending beats through emails because I was in high school. I was just out of middle school when I was working with a lot of these people. So I couldn't really travel nowhere. But like when I graduated and everything, I just linked up with everybody.
How many songs do you and Soulja Boy have together? Because when I looked you up on Google, it seemed like you had like a bunch. It wasn't just one.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Me and Soulja Boy have over 100+ songs that we haven't dropped yet. That's the crazy part. That's the most I have with anybody. Me and Soulja Boy been at it since, man, before I was even, where I'm at now, and he just, we just been working like it's nothing. So me and Soulja Boy got over 100+ songs, but a lot of them songs, they're probably just, a lot of them on my hard drive, on his hard drive, or just, just somewhere. We haven't dropped them yet.
Wow. Okay. So, from the sounds of it, you've been getting placements. I mean, because you even said it, you were getting placements when you were in like early high school and all that. What year are we talking here? Like, what year were you really starting to get people hitting you up, like Soulja Boy and the Migos and everybody like that? Like, what year was that? Because that's got to be like 2011, 2010 that you're talking about. Is that about right?
Yeah. 2010, 2011 is when basically I really started. I've been making beats since like 2009, but I didn't start really trying to get into it. Like I didn't take it full time, or I didn't take it serious until like 2010, 2011, when I seen like what I can do with it for real. Like I didn't have no hope I did have hope, but like as soon as Soulja Boy started like fucking with me, it was like I really took it serious. But 2010, 2011 is when it first started, gaining some traction and everything.
You said that you worked with Chief Keef a lot, and you've been knowing about Chief Keef for a long time. What era of Chief Keef are you talking about that you were working with him in? Were you working with him like 2012? Like that era? Was it after that Finally Rich dropped? Like what era of Chief Keef are we talking about that he was really fucking with you?
Actually, I've been knowing Chief Keef since 2010, but I've been knowing about Chief Keef, but he didn't really know about me until 2011. And 2011 is actually when I Don't Like drop, but I've been knowing him before that. So we didn't start working until 2012, 2013.
When it comes to producers that Chief Keef has worked with, the one that everybody knows, like his main guy that he worked with was Young Chop. Are there any songs of his that you actually produced that we might not know that are you? Because I mean that was a very interesting era for Chief Keef. Like 2012 when he came out, nobody fucking sounded like him. You know what I mean? And the beats didn't sound like anything that was coming out either. So I'm wondering if some of those beats that were coming out, if you had a hand in that sound just as much as Young Chop did.
I would. That's a good question. It was actually, it was a group. It was me, Shakir, Dirty Vans, ISO Beats, Ozone. We was all making the stuff now that like will be cemented forever. Like I was coming crazy with the futuristic, my guy Shakir was coming crazy with the futuristic ISO too. But I had this song called Wannabes by Chief Keef, but it was on some, I don't know, it was on some different stuff, but he ain't never really rap on some stuff like that. It was just some complex stuff. But I could say we had a sound in it because a lot of people hit me up saying I used to listen to it back in the day. Like it's a bunch of like I used to use a lot of stuff back then that they just started using now. So I could say I had a hand in it, but it was more so on Soulja Boy side that I could say with my beat. So I gave the Soulja Boy, not necessarily Chief Keef. I had a song with Capo, R.I.P. Capo though, his cousin and everything. Yeah. I had a song called "Wanna Be My Bitch," and that beat right there was ahead of its time. Like, a lot of producers, like even up and coming, like younger than me, say they love that beat. Like that's a classic beat. That's a real Glow Gang beat. Like, that's a real that just pushed it right there.
So, were you kind of in the same lane as people, because you said that you were in a group with like Dirty Vans and Shakir and I don't know who the other guy you said was, some ISO, like ASO?
Yeah, ISO.
Yeah, okay. Like, were you guys in the same lane as people like Young Chop and all them at the time? Or were they kind of ahead of you when it came to the producing shit? Or were they, like, right in the same lane as you when everybody was coming out with that kind of sound?
I could say Young Chop at the time was more prominent, but, we couldn't be ignored because, like, the sound we was coming with was a whole different sound. Like, the sound that, like, influenced everybody today was probably like the Almighty Soul era, and that was just like the futuristic stuff, and that was like our stuff right there. Like you couldn't, like, we did that, like that was us. Like
that's kind of what I wanted to get straightened out, because when I had first looked at your account, I knew, like, I had heard your name before, and I saw that you already had like a decent following. I'm like, okay. And like, I know that I don't know, like I had heard that, like I had seen you tweet something about like A&Rs, like I could tell that you were a major industry dude. And I'm like, okay, but I don't see like a beat store. I don't see any of that. But if you were making beats on that kind of a level to where you kind of already like a OG when it comes to shit like that, then that all makes sense. You know, like for you, like for instance, you probably don't even really need to be going out here talking about like someone buy my beats, because you probably have certain people that hit you up only through email, and like there's no need to even advertise.
Yeah, it got to the point now where I don't really. I took a lot of my beats down, but I'm gonna put it back up for people. I don't have to send through email and everything like that. I mean, I just, I don't know. I don't know. It's just a weird time for me. It's not hard to reach me, but I'm kind of getting to that point where I just like, I want to be exclusive now.
I get you. So if anyone even wants to get a beat from you, what is the budget they got to be coming with to even get a response from you? Because I don't really think I saw anywhere where your prices were or any kind of indication.
Well, my standard lease is like 250, but I could work with any budget because I'm not that type of guy. Like if you tell me you scraped up, at least 150, you scraped up this for how many long, I'll work with you and everything. And I just I'll work with anything. I'm not that type of dude, but 250 is like the standard lease now. I charge 5,000 for exclusive rights, and that's just me being me because exclusive rights is a whole different ball game. But you know, if you just gotta come, it doesn't matter like, even if you say you scraped up $50, I say, okay, I could work with this, but you're gonna need to come, at a different time. I could work with $50 right now, and then at a later time you send me some more bread. But if you just come in on that lane like I'm the hottest in my city, or I need some free beats, I don't pay attention to it no more.
Man, because for every person that says they the hottest in the city, there's another dude 2 miles down the way that say the same shit, and his music is ass. And that's just how it is. Like anybody, like I honestly, I'm starting to think this: if you are saying that you're the hottest in the city, you are not the hottest in the city. Like motherfuckers that are actually good at what they do, music wise, or even whatever they do, they don't brag about how good they are. They just fucking show and prove.
You're right. You're right. That's what I always tell people. If you really that hot, I mean, you don't even really gotta tell me. I stick my ears to the streets. I got an ear. I know a lot of artists, so it's like if I didn't heard about you, and then I would already know. I'm not taking it away from nobody because somebody really could be telling the truth, and I just be, everybody slips through the cracks sometimes, but most of the time it's just I don't pay attention to it. None of that.
I don't know. I very rarely, almost never, have I ever had it to where I've seen someone where their music is actually hot and it just slips through the cracks forever. Like if your shit is hot, people are going to listen to it. Like I don't really take it seriously when people are talking about they're the hottest in the city. It's like, okay, if you're the hottest in the city, where's your 50,000 views in a week? Where's the work that you're supposed to be putting in? Where's the song a week that you're supposed to be fucking dropping? Where's the investing money into your career? If I don't see that, you're not the hottest in the city.
Man, that's kind of true, man. I feel you on that.
I mean that's just the way I see it out here. And I mean, like I'm from Michigan and I see that shit out here. So I would even think that, in somewhere like Atlanta or by Atlanta, it'd just be that times 10 because it's more people.
You're right, because Michigan is. I mean, I hear a lot of Detroit rap, a lot of it. I love it, but everybody, I hear a lot of Detroit rap. A lot of them say they're the hottest in the city, but if you're the hottest of the hottest, is only one at the top. But everybody keeps saying they're the hottest. But in Atlanta, it's totally different. Nobody can be the hottest in Atlanta, but because it's all a circulation to me, and that's a fact. It's not even Gucci. He can't even be the hottest because it's always, Lil Baby could be the hottest at the time, But it's different in different things.
Oh yeah, I know what you're saying, because somebody can be the hottest at the time, but they may not be the best out of that city. They might not even be the best at that time. To say that you're the hottest right now just means that you've got the most attention gravitating towards you at the moment. Like, you could say that right now someone like Lil Pump is the hottest. Hottest as in he's getting fucking 500 million views on a video, but when it comes to like the actual skill, it might be somebody different.
I think Lil Pump's the hottest right now. Out of everybody, I think he's the hottest right now.
His move that he did when he became a free agent and he got the masters to Gucci Gang and everything else, and like got the masters to his album, and the label ain't getting shit. That was a power move by him.
That is. That's very smart, and I don't care what nobody says. What Lil Pump did is smart, and I'll listen to him every day because he done finessed the game. I told everybody Lil Pump was gonna do something crazy. They could say whatever they want, but you can't take away he's a slave and no 360 deal or nothing like that, because he didn't did the opposite. He got everything. It's in his hands. A lot of these rappers don't got a lot in their hands. He do.
Exactly. And you know how stupid it was of the labels? Like, the reason why the contract got voided was because they tried to get him to sign all this shit, and he was still a minor, so it's all void.
Yeah.
You know what that is, man? That must have just been the label, like, okay, we need to fucking sign this dude right away. We need to do this right away. We need to, like, just shove it in his face and just get him to sign it right away. Trying to, like, because the label was probably trying to finesse, and then they ended up getting finessed.
Yeah, that's true. A bunch of labels was trying to sign me when I was younger, and I knew I was a minor, and I was so scared at the time that somebody was probably gonna, if I signed, they're gonna all come back to me and be like, I had to pay all this. I was just like, I'm not even gonna do it or nothing like that. But them labels, man, they, as soon as they see somebody, I don't care if you 1 or 100, if you got that, if you marketable and you could get out to the masses, they gonna try to sign you no matter what. Like, they was desperate to sign Pump because that Gucci Gang was just, you couldn't stop. And then his image right there and everything he said, every word he said was just, on the headline. So they was desperate, but it was a bad move by them, but they could always get another artist.
The labels are getting really desperate to sign people and shit. Like, I don't know. I saw something on Twitter today, and it was talking about how labels will buy the exclusive rights to a beat of someone. Like, let's say someone leases a beat and the song blows up and it's a hit fucking song. It's got like 1 million plus, like whatever it is. Apparently, there's situations where labels are buying the exclusive rights and are hitting up artists. If you don't sign with us, we're gonna take your song down because we own the rights to the beat now. They're trying to like trap people into signing with them.
Wow, that is wild. But that's crazy. That's another reason. That's why the artist should jump on top of the beat first before the label gets to it, because you never know what the label might do. Because now you're in the label's hands, and plus they got the beat to your hit song, so it's like, and they got the right. So it's like, what can you do? So that's another reason. That's advice right there. That's a wake-up call. Go buy the exclusive rights, jump on top of the beat before the label does. So once you already have the rights to it, they can't have the rights to it. You have the rights to it. That's just what you got to do.
See, but I mean, that's like in your case, for example, you charge $250 for a lease. I know a lot of people that could come up with $250. Like, I could come up with $250. Like, I've paid $250, a few hundred for like a beat or whatever if I'm investing a lot of money for something. But 5 bands, like, I'm gonna be real with you, like, I don't even think I have 5 bands in my bank account right now. Like, a lot of people do not have 5 bands to drop on an exclusive like that. But a label might take that fucking chance and just say, yo, we're gonna buy this for $5,000, even though he already bought the lease to this, and even though this song is already out and he leased it. Now we're going to buy the exclusive even though it's already been out, and then we're going to go try to trap this dude. And if he doesn't sign with us, we're taking the song down.
That's wild. But I know people don't have 5,000 just to spend on a beat. But I do payment plans. You don't have to pay out 5,000 right then and there. But the label, what you should like with artists that ever run into that or that's scared to run in that, all you have to do is lease the beat, put money behind it, blow up independently off that song. You already have 200, not 200%, but you have 100% of your rights and everything, 100% of your publishing. And when it blows up, you could sign afterwards, but you grab the exclusive rights to it already. So like, what can they say? You're not trapped or anything to sign once it already blows up and you already have the exclusive rights. You can sign free will if you want to. So that's another thing right there.
And yeah, you're right about that. But there's one more thing that I just thought of right now too, and it's no secret that a lot of these rappers be burning bridges with a lot of these other producers and engineers and people that they work with, people that are behind them, behind the scenes, making them sound how they sound. And a lot of these dudes are burning bridges and finessing these people, and they get pissed. So if a label hits them up like, yo, I want the rights to this beat, the producer know full well that this dude got a song with it. Like, so it's to the point like, oh, well, I don't care. I'll just sell it to this label. Who cares? This dude finessed me anyways. Who even cares? Like, so that's probably what it is a lot of times. Like, if you have a good relationship with the people that you're working with, I would think that wouldn't happen this much. Like, I'd think that the producer or whoever you're working with would hit you up like, yo, these people just tried to hit me up to buy this shit from you, or like to buy this shit knowing it was for you, or like related to you.
Yeah, I gotta say that also falls back on the producers at the time, because a lot of these producers now are watering it down and making like us, like the starting out producers, making us look bad. So they would, I would say, like, once they see the label try to hit them up, it's like they automatically sell it, and they don't really know anything. They just see $5,000. So a lot of these producers never seen $5,000. So once they see that and from a label, because they know the label's gonna pay or whatnot, but it's like it falls back on us sometimes. And it's not necessarily the rapper, because rappers and producers are always gonna have this little war, but the producers just edge it on by just doing some wild stuff sometimes. And plus, a lot of these people don't have their business in order. They don't know what's going on. They don't know the music business. I had to learn the music business before I made music. That's learning. You have to learn something before you jump into it. And I learned that from my dad when I was younger. You just don't jump into something. You don't just jump into the water unless you know what's going on, because like the music business is like, it's everything coming at you at once. You could make a beat today. Tomorrow you could have a hit song, and you don't know what a master is. You don't know how to clear a sample. Well, the producer doesn't have to clear a sample, but they don't know what a master is. They don't know what they're owed. They don't know the percentage of a song. Nothing like that. So a lot of these guys just don't have their business in order. So that just brings it on them. And you just gotta have a good lawyer all times, like on speed dial, because that's a lot of these songs that are messed up now is because of the producer. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of these songs that's out now that's conflicting are because of the producer.
Really? So like, you think that a lot of times that even if the rapper has their business right, if the producer doesn't do something right, then the whole song is like fucked business wise then?
It can be, because an instance like, well, Panda, the producer for Panda sold that beat for like 200, 250, I don't know. But then again, he didn't really have his business in order, and now you see what the song did. I don't know exactly how platinum, 5 times platinum or something like that, but he didn't get anything out of that. He got $200, and he didn't have nobody to represent him. You have to have somebody to represent him. Represent yourself. So it's a bunch of these things that's going on. I could tell you so much about a lot of these songs, even songs with me, but it's just it's gonna be on the producer a lot of the time. The rapper, the rapper's gonna get straight if he has a label behind him because they're gonna try to make sure they get their money. So they're gonna make sure the rapper gets dealt with first and dealt right. And the producer, it's only so many ways you can get paid producer wise. Rapper can do it 99 ways, different ways, but with us it's like it's a certain way, and if you don't do it, it's like it can just mess up the song.
I really don't think that a lot of these rappers are getting nearly as much money as they talk about getting, though, just based off what like, even though you said they can get it in 99 ways, it doesn't mean that they are at all, because from what I hear, they getting screwed over just as much, if not more, than the producers are.
Oh, of course these rappers are getting screwed over, but if they're getting screwed over and they're first in line, because the producers are in the background, whether I don't care what they say, like, even though Metro is like being branded just like a rapper, he's still in the background when it comes to the chain of like the rappers, the labels, and all of that first. So like they're getting screwed over. It's like a trickle down thing. Like we always get paid. It's rare that the producer gets paid first versus the rapper. So if the rapper is getting screwed over, and we gonna get screwed over. So it's like you just gotta have that thing right the first time. Like the rapper gotta get paid accordingly, and then the payouts is down the line.
And really, when it comes to all that, the start of the chain of payments for anything, it's the manager. It's the manager of the artist. It's the manager because the manager is the one that deals with the label. The label is like a separate entity completely. I don't think people even know this. If your manager is on some fuck shit, everyone's getting fucked.
Yep.
Period.
Yep.
If the manager is on some fuck shit, everybody in the line is getting fucked. The label is even getting fucked, if that's the case. Like, everybody is getting fucked because the manager is the one that signs the contracts for you. The manager is the one that pays everybody. He's the one that's in charge of okay, technically the business manager is the one that deals with all the finances, but the big manager is the one that tells the business manager to pay these people. If the manager oh no, yeah, don't pay him, you're not getting paid. If the manager's on some fuck shit,
Yep.
Man, that's it's so important. It's so important to have good management and good people behind you. I don't know if you I think when I asked you about them, I don't think you knew who they were. Do you know the crew that's coming out on the West Coast right now?
I don't know. It's so many people I know on the West. I don't know. I don't really listen to West Coast unless it's SOBRBE. Then that's the only one I probably know. Like
Shoreline Mafia, Draco the Ruler, O3 Greedo.
O3 Greedo, I know him. He messes with my boy Man Savage. I heard the names. I just don't tap in and listen to their music.
I just saw that Shoreline that Shoreline got signed for $1 million, and they only got 3 songs that are really popping like that. They only put out 3 videos that really got popping like crazy, and they were signed, and they got $1 million deal. I'm like, okay, that they got good people behind them, because most 18, 19-year-old kids are not negotiating in $1 million deal off of 3 songs with less than 10 million on each video. That just isn't happening. They're probably gonna get, most of the time these labels are probably offering $100K and they'd sign right away.
That's good though. I think what they did was good. It took them less time to get signed, and how many people is in the group?
I think it's like 4.
All right, $1 million. Yeah, that's not bad. I think that's a good deal. Depending, I got probably, I say it's a good deal. $1
million for them that new into the game, where they only have 3 videos out that are really popping like that, is pretty good.
I say that's great because I see people that put out 100, 1,000 songs or something and still not, so only 3 songs and they get $1 million deal. Like, imagine if they put out 10 songs and they're on the West Coast too. I think West Coast, with me, I always say West Coast artists and West Coast groups are more marketable than East Coast or down South. I always stick to that. So maybe
Why do you think that?
because with the music videos they can get creative with the beats, they can get creative with the lingo, the style. Like you see YG is more marketable than a lot of these down south artists because with him, regardless of what he does or what he says on the track, it's gonna go. Like YG could straight up, say one word because it's YG. He has that brand behind him. Like with the West Coast, is like Trillion Mafia. I don't know. I don't really never heard the music. I've seen the name, but like with the music videos, they can get way more creative. They're out on the beach and they can do more stuff. Down south is cool, but like they done did that. West Coast artists can just be more marketable, and plus, anybody can really get on a West Coast beat if you think about it. Because with DJ Mustard, he brought that sound, the West Coast sound, like all over the world. So it's like with them, like with West Coast artists, like they can hop on just about anything. Like anybody could just hop on their track too, because it's like it just I don't know. It's something about them beats that just make you go like, I don't know, man.
So what part of North Carolina did you say that you were from again? Like what city?
I'm from a small town, Lewisburg, North Carolina. It's very small, man. Ain't nobody really did nothing out here like that. I'm the only music guy.
In North Carolina and South Carolina, there's a lot of newer people that are coming up out of both of them states. Like, do you know who Capsule Corp is?
Yeah, Milan in Chinatown.
Milan and Chinatown. Yeah, Chinatown is from North Carolina.
He's from my city.
Oh, he's from your city?
Well, not he's from Raleigh, but Lewisburg is so close to Raleigh. It's just like he from the 919. We all from the same place, Chinatown. Yeah, Milan from South Carolina though. Shout out him. I was just talking to him not too long ago.
In general, I'm seeing a lot of people come out of a lot of states that you wouldn't think. It used to be you either came from New York, LA, California, that area, or you came from Atlanta. And that was it. Now you seeing people come from all over the place. You seeing people come out of Miami. You seeing people come out of like the Detroit scene, like you were talking about. You seeing people like Bang Gang and them doing their fucking thing. You seeing people come out of everywhere. And like with the internet now, you don't have to be anywhere. You can just be at your house in some random place and just make it.
Yep, because I know people from like, it's some people like my boy K Swisher. He's from New Hampshire. I don't know anybody from New Hampshire, and I tried to link up with him, and I was like, where is that at? Like New Hampshire. I was like, that was one of them states that you don't hear nobody from. Like I was thinking I ain't never met nobody from there. Like I ain't think they was allowed to leave the state. So like when he said that, like it was just crazy how I even know people from like it was a dude. It's a team of producers. They're from the state of Maine. I don't know anybody from Maine, so that shocked me too. And it's like you could be anywhere, like just working with anybody. Because K Swisher was still at University of New Hampshire, working with Made in Tokyo. Now he's in LA, so it's just And I'm from Lewisburg, and Lewisburg, it only has like I don't know. 1,000, 2,000, I don't know, 10, I don't know. It's in the thousands of people, but I didn't work with everybody, and everybody, like even I was talking to Chief Keef one time, and I sent him like a pack of beats, and he was like, yo, where are you from? These beats hard. I was like, Lewisburg. And he was like, where is that? And I was like, North Carolina. And he was like, yo, where is that? I was like, bro. That's
He said, "Where is that? Where's North Carolina?"
Yeah, I was like, bro, North Carolina, and he was like, yo, is there any black people there? I was like, yeah, MJ from here.
What?
Yeah, he ain't know. He was thinking it was some I don't know what he was on, but it was on some different stuff what he was on. But I was like, yeah, MJ from here. He's like, oh. And I was like, yeah, yeah. And then like it just went from there. I was like, it was just crazy because he was thinking I was from somewhere. I told him a lot of people don't know Lewisburg. Like that's it's a small town, but that's where I was staying at. But a lot of these artists, I hit them up and they be like, where I'm from. I'll be like Lewisburg, and they was like, where? I was like North Carolina. They'd be like, oh, okay, okay. But yeah, you can be from anywhere, man. Anywhere, literally. I got people overseas. I got people like my guy PJ Beats. He's from Sweden. I got Joey Dizzo. He's from some European country. But he's doing this thing too. It's a bunch like Murder. Murder's from Niagara Falls, like Canada, like, and that's small. Like the Canadian side of Niagara Falls is very small. And he did his Fort Erie. I think that's where he's from, actually. But as small as Fort Erie is, it's like as what he did is amazing. Like that just proves you could be anywhere and do just about anything. Cause Migos was flying him out at the time, flying him out from Louisville, Fort Erie, just some producer, and he was sending them so many beats, they just had to fly him out, and it was like I just took that and be like, dag, like I already knew like I was gonna come out of Lewisburg or anything, but I was just like when I saw that and I was actually talking to Murder and everything, it was like at the time it just blew my mind how you be from like working with some of the biggest like artists and you're from a small, that's like a secret weapon like right there, like you got somebody in some small town and it's like you just working with the biggest people, and it's like nobody knows you, and that's kind of like a good thing because the Migos could just like tap in on his sound and just get his sound constantly without everybody trying to try to take the sound, and they just turned up with the sound.
Yeah, so you said that you worked with Migos too. What era of the Migos are you talking about that you were working with them heavy? Is this before the Drake feature or after the Drake feature?
Before the Drake feature. I never worked with him heavy. I'm working with him heavy now though, but before I just knew him. Like before there was a lot of people don't know this. Before there was Migos, they was called Polo Club, and they was doing their thing. They were doing the clubs, and they had Drug Season, and I actually had this one song called Bo, but it was kind of a situation around it because the dude actually stole my beat and remade it. And the funny thing was, I was big on YouTube like way back, and then like a bunch of my videos got flagged, and a bunch of my beats got taken down. And when that beat was up, I was like, yo, that's my beat. But I didn't pay attention to it. But when I came back to it, I was like, yo, that's my beat. And I was trying to find out who the producer of it is because it was a tag, and I was like, I don't know who Juvie is or nothing like that. And that was the situation now. But I've been knowing Migos a long time and everything. But now we're working heavily. So that's another thing on the way. Like just more stuff on the way versus like Lil Baby. I got a lot of stuff with Migos.
This is just a random question because I've always wanted to know this. You might know the answer to this. Who produced Bando by Migos?
It was a situation behind that too. I don't know who really did. Somebody said that that Juvie stole the beat from that song, and I don't really know. I can't remember, but I'm gonna just go off the bat and say I don't know. I really don't know.
You have no idea who produced Bando by the Migos?
No, cause it was Juvie. They said Juvie did, but when the song dropped, it turned out that he stole the beat from somebody on YouTube too. So I could.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I don't know who really did. That's what I'm saying. I don't know who really did.
God damn, really? That's a big song.
Yeah, that was a big song at the time.
That was like their biggest shit at the time. Well, at that time.
Yeah.
Man, does that happen a lot? Producers stealing other producers' beats?
Yeah, it happens more commonly than you think. Like I was in the studio with artists a bunch of times, and they was like, I need this beat remade and everything, because they was trying to keep everything, in the circle. Wasn't telling me to remake the beat, because I know off the bat I'm not doing that. And if I don't work with you anymore because of that, then it's cool. I don't work with you. But it's like I see artists in the studio with other producers be like, okay, I want this remade, loop this intro, remake this, interpolate this into that. And it's like, just because it's a lot of these young producers be like, give me the money right now. And they don't want to go through that. Because I've seen producers ruin bridges with big artists. And they was really liking the beats, but they was just coming sideways at them. Like, as soon as the song dropped, they was like, give me my money now. And they was like adding them on Twitter, like, give me my money now. Or like, and they was calling them a bitch and all that. And it was like, I think that's why they don't want to go through that. And it's not really producers that, it's some producers out there that really be on some lame stuff, but it mainly be on the artists, because the artists be like, I want this remade for this, and I don't know, they just want to keep everything in like together. So
you're saying that some of the producers will get pissed because they're not getting paid the royalties, like when they want to get them paid, because I know that royalties take a little bit to hit.
Yeah,
they take a little time. So you're saying that like the producers will get pissed and they'll be adding like the big artists on Twitter talking about where's my money, but in reality they just don't know how the game work.
Yeah, they don't know. That's like me going up to Lil. That's like me trying to put on a show on it for Instagram and adding Lil Baby and say, yo, I didn't get paid for this, but I know I'm not gonna get paid this quarter. It's gonna take me a couple quarters to get paid because we registered the song late. And I just know how the game goes. Like, even with the Kyrie Irving song, I didn't start getting paid till months down the road. So it's like, I'm not going to put on a show. It's just these that's why I say you got to have your business in order. You got to know the music business before anything. Because a lot of these like producers don't know. And it's sad. I be trying to tell them, don't try to look messy for Twitter just because somebody else did it. Because believe it or not, people are watching. Mike Will could be watching my account, and it's like I could say one thing wrong and I just burn that bridge. I could be like, yo, Mike Will, you a bitch, blah, blah, blah. And this song is whack and all this. And I could just be, talking shit about Mike Will. And it's like he could really be liking my stuff. But, at the same time, it's like I could ruin that. So you just got to figure out, you just got to know people are watching, and you just got to do things the right way. You don't have to do everything, all messy. Just if you're really not getting paid and it's been like a year, just grab a lawyer. You don't have to go on the internet. Just grab a lawyer. You don't have to look messy on Twitter. Just remember that. Like, if you don't remember anything else, just remember, for all the producers, man, just don't look messy on Twitter or Instagram or any social media in general, because I know that's the biggest thing. And just grab a lawyer. It's not hard to get a lawyer. And just grab it and do it behind the scenes, because it's a music business and you got to be professional.
I totally agree with that. And it's not even just the producers. It's anyone in the music industry, really. They need to take that advice, because that makes people not take you seriously. If they see you on Twitter talking about I didn't get paid, oh, you a bitch, like you adding people and you like subtweeting at people, and all this extra bullshit, that, first of all, they're not going to take that as a credible business threat anymore. That's something else now. Now that's a personal thing. Like, you're going to get people, instead of wanting to pay you, they're just going to want to beat your ass, and they're not going to want to do anything else. They're going to want to pull up on you and find you and beat the shit out of you, and that's all they're going to want to do. If you get to talking shit on Twitter, let's say you're DMing somebody, and they keep dodging you, and they keep not wanting to talk to you. Okay, screenshot all the DMs, show them to the lawyer, just send a subpoena to the label. Just send a subpoena to their fucking label, and the label will try to do some bullshit, and you just gotta railroad through them completely and be like, hey, cool, see you in court on this day. If you don't show up, you lose. What do you mean? No. This is going on regardless of what you say. and what they'll probably do is they'll probably do a settlement with you, or if they just won't show up and you'll win, or I don't know. Like if it's a copyright situation, and in certain situations, there's not like you're not gonna lose because they're actually like breaking the law. But what will most likely happen if the label or whoever is doing some fuck shit, whoever's representing them will probably just try to buy you out, and they'll probably just settle with you. But you have to do a real subpoena with a real label and a real, not a real label, with a real lawyer and law firm behind you for anything to get done. Because if you just talking shit on Twitter, they're not going to take it serious.
That's true, man. A lot of these producers just gotta learn, man. I don't know what they be going through their heads sometimes. I just know it's not the right way. I told a couple producers it's not the right way. I had them take it all down, and they actually, they got their money quicker than exposing somebody. Not really exposing somebody, but just going on the internet. But I helped a lot of producers. I like to see producers get paid. Producers come to me telling me they're not getting paid. Boom, boom. And I get them paid, in a month, in a couple months. And I always try to help out other producers. It's just, I try to show them the way.
I have a question for you. What advice would you give to somebody who's trying to find a good music attorney? Because I'm going to be real with you. Like, finding an attorney is not always an easy task. And especially finding a good one. How do you find a good music attorney? And how do you know if you're dealing with somebody who actually knows what they're doing and what they're supposed to be doing, even when you do find an attorney?
Well, first things first, I'm gonna tell them this: when dealing with an attorney or anything dealing with law, try to reduce it over the internet as much as you can, and try to get one in person, because when you can sit down in person, and it's so much you can do over the phone and the internet when it's dealing with law. So you have to really sit down, and like it also, you just gotta. It's a lot of things. You just gotta connect yourself to like producers that have attorneys, and ask them or something like that. And it's just like, it's not really easy to find an attorney, but it's not hard, because you can always find an attorney in your city, in your state, in the major cities. You can always find an entertainment lawyer, but you gotta find one that's not just fresh off the boat, but you gotta find one that's like seasoned. You feel me? Because they do this day in and day out, and you just gotta find one that's really, hard nosed and on their stuff. Because I had one that was just, they'll get at me when they want to, when I really needed something, so I couldn't really deal with that. But you gotta have one that's really fighting for you as much as you wanna. I don't know, like they want to see you get paid as much as you want to see yourself get paid. But you can't have one that's like $500 to read this paperwork, because I had one like that. But it's totally understandable now, because 19 pages, that's a stack. Many people don't read 19 pages in a day or a week of, stuff that's dealing with law. And, that's totally understandable, but you can't have one that's taxing you for everything and anything. So it's a bunch of stuff, man. It's a bunch.
You really got to be careful about who you're dealing with, because there's a lot of lawyers who don't know shit and don't know what they're talking about at all, and you go there and you lose the case.
That's wild. I would be sad and sick, and I don't know, I'd be everything but happy.
Have you ever had it to where the lawyer has ever had to do anything except read contracts for you? Like, have you ever had to go into like a real court case with the lawyer and do shit like that? Or does he basically just read contracts for you and say, yup, it's good, and then that's it?
Thankfully, I haven't had to go in any court case yet, but we can, but it hasn't got to that point yet. So basically, we have been doing, all the business I've been doing is good, and all the business that I've been attending to or, being involved with has been good. So we haven't had to go in any court case yet, but we can if we want to. But no, we just been doing paperwork, and she just been getting my advance up front from it, and from my records and everything. So we haven't really did anything, had to shut anything down, and no legal, you know, court case yet. But yeah, just some paperwork. That's all we had to do, really.
Desperation ruins so many people's careers. It's ridiculous. Like, if you desperate, you can get into a really bad situation very, very fast, and you might not be able to get out.
Yeah, that's true. Because if you're desperate, you'll do anything. Anything in front of you. Eyes, your mouth start watering, your eyes get big. So it's like, it's not worth it in this business. Because if once they see you as desperate, they see you as weak, and once they see you as weak, you're vulnerable to anybody. Like, you're literally vulnerable to just about anybody. So it's like they'll throw anything at you, and they're just knowing you're gonna sign it. So it's like you're stuck. You're attached to them. So they'll just do anything.
Oh God, yeah. The picture, the thing that you were just saying earlier about the eyes getting big and the mouth watering thing, like, that gave me like a really like a kind of picture. Like, I imagine just like a young kid getting thrown like $10,000, and you got these big executives giving like evil smiles, doing like the Birdman, like
hand rub.
Yeah, the hand rub, the Birdman hand rub while you sign, and it's like you got 10 racks, and they know that you're gonna buy like a big chain with it, and that's gonna be it.
Yep.
You're gonna buy a big ass chain. You're gonna impress the same people that would have been that already are the yes men of your crew, that already are gonna fuck with you regardless, because those are the kind of people that people love to surround themselves with. I wanted to do an episode about this. I probably will soon. So many people got people around them that no matter what the fuck they do, they're all just gonna go and be like, yeah. They're just gonna go with it. It doesn't matter what the fuck they do.
That's true. That's why I don't hang around a lot of people like that. And if I do, I only hang around friends that tell me the honest truth, because that's only how I'm gonna make it.
Yes, yeah. Like, you really gotta have people that will give constructive criticism around you. Otherwise, you're not gonna progress. You're not gonna move forward.
That's why I tell my friends, if I'm making a beat and it's trash, tell me, please. I would hope that you would tell me, because like, I don't want myself making trash, and I hope you tell me honestly.
You know, the sad thing is, I think a lot of people, they're yes men because they secretly want you to think that you're good. Like, let's say someone is just starting out and they trash, and like they've been doing it for a little bit and they're still trash. There are groups of people that will tell you that you're good because they want you to be shitty so they can laugh at you. And they want you to think that you're good enough so you don't have to keep progressing, and that you can just stay at the same level, and you're just at the same shitty level you've always been at, and they can just keep laughing at you the whole time, and they can just keep hating. I think that's what it is. I think that's what a lot of times the yes men, that's what they're doing. They're secretly trying. They want you to not get better, so they're gonna gas you up, hoping that you get a big ass ego. So then, when you finally start, acting like you the shit, then they can just destroy you. Then everyone can just come through and destroy you. And then not only did they get a chance to laugh at you, they got a chance to fucking roast you and destroy you too.
That's great. I never thought about it like that. Wow. That's a very different point of view right there. I never really thought of that. That's crazy how people will do.
That's kind of what I've seen. Like people will tell you that you're doing good, and then they'll be doing it because they don't really like you, and they know that you're shitty, and they'll say that you're great, and they'll say that anything you do is great because they want you to stay shitty. And then when you get better, then they start hating on you. Because they're like, oh shit, he's actually getting better. Oh, fucking tell him he sucks. Tell him he sucks. Tell him he sucks. Tell him he sucks so he'll stop. Tell him he's bad so he'll stop and he will quit. and then once you quit, then they've won. Then they can roast you forever.
Yep. That's why I'll never quit. I'll never quit.
I don't think you even have that issue though. I mean, if you got people like Migos and Nicki Minaj and Soulja Boy fucking with you, I don't think that's an issue with you.
Yeah, that's true, but still, you know, it's people out there that's probably like that. But I know I'm not trash, so I don't have to deal with that. But then yes, man, I just keep them out my circle because it's like I just know sometimes you can't be right 100% of the time, and you can't agree with somebody 100% of the time, or unless somebody's lying. Like somebody has to be lying if you're agreeing with somebody 100% of the time. That's why basically like I'm gonna keep it real. A lot of people don't like me because I have different opinions because of my music or versus sports or just anything. I say I have the best hot takes when it comes to music. Like I said one time that I don't think Tupac or Biggie was that good. And me, that's my opinion. And I was born in 97. What do I know about Tupac and Biggie? I just know, you know, I just watched Juice for the first time back in like 2012. I don't know a lot about Tupac and Biggie. I was in New York at the time. I grew up in New York, so it's like they didn't play Biggie because they play Biggie everywhere. A lot of people play Biggie in like every state, but once you get to New York, it's very territorial. So it's like they don't really play it in certain boroughs, and it's just how it is. Like certain people don't get played. They played 50 Cent. But like I try not to be that yes man, and I hope everybody will not be like that because I don't think a lot of people that be thinking Tupac and Biggie the greatest, I don't think they're that good. And everybody keeps I go on the internet and ask people, how is everyone's top favorite rappers Tupac and Biggie? Somebody has to be lying. Everybody's list is number 1 Tupac, number 2 Biggie, or number 1 Biggie, Tupac. I don't know, man. I'm the total opposite of yes, man. I'll tell you like it is. Like it's just how it is. Like I'm the opposite.
Usually the people lying when it comes to saying that Tupac and Biggie are their favorite rappers are usually the people saying that, because that's just like that's something that like 12-year-old kids who are just getting into rap say because they see it on Reddit and they see it on fucking YouTube comments. Oh, Tupac and Biggie, they're the best. No one's better than Tupac and Biggie. Okay, it's like okay, yeah, well, there's other people that rapped. Like probably my favorite rapper, at least the rapper that has my favorite rap album, like best rap album in my opinion, is Nas. Illmatic by Nas.
Yeah.
I know that album is one of those albums that like, oh, well everyone says that's the best rap album. Well, because it kind of is. It is up there. Like, that dude was like 18, 19, spitting like a veteran.
Yeah.
On his first album.
Yeah.
Doing like New York State of Mind and these classic songs in one take.
It's
like
crazy.
Fucking ridiculous.
It's crazy.
That's the dude that like Eminem took notes from, and all these other people took notes from. Or like Jay-Z's first album, Reasonable Doubt, is a fucking classic.
Yep.
Reasonable Doubt, like, oh, like that. Can't Knock the Hustle. Old Jay-Z, that's
even before Reasonable Doubt, like before when. A lot of people don't know this, but Jay-Z was actually on some 80s stuff when he was rapping fast. That was even crazy. But he got it from Jazz though. A lot of people don't know that. But Reasonable Doubt just changed again. He had to re-release that. It was so. That was one of the things I could say was overlooked. No matter, like that was one of the things that was overlooked. I don't care what they say. That was overlooked. So when he re-dropped that, it was just crazy. But you said Eminem took notes from Nas. You said he got influenced by Nas?
Eminem even said that. Eminem's first, because a lot of people don't even know this. Eminem's first album was in 1996. It was called Infinite. And what people said, like AllMusic and like the people that reviewed it, they said it sounded like Illmatic. It sounded like Nas. And Eminem even said that like that's what he was trying to get it to sound like.
That's crazy. I ain't really listened to Eminem song before. Yeah, I have. It's just I can't get with that. I know I can't get with him.
I know what you're saying, especially with the thing that Eminem did recently with the freestyle or whatever that he did about, what was it? It was something about like F Trump or something.
Yeah, it's so played out. Everyone keeps saying F Trump every day. It's like, bro, we gotta come up with something better than that. It's like you can say F Trump all you want. He's still gonna be there. But it's whatever. The jokes is gonna be on him forever. He's like, I don't know. I just can't get with Eminem. My mom wouldn't let me listen to Eminem. I didn't like Eminem. I can't relate to no Eminem. So I really never got into Eminem.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I mean, when it comes to like white dudes who were rapping, like he was one of the only white dudes, especially in like the late 90s, early 2000s, to get any kind of respect, really. Did Paul Wall get respect when he was around?
Of course. He's still respected. Like I ain't hear nobody talk bad about his music. He's still respected. Even outside of his music, he's just respected as a person, as an OG. I give him the full respect. Paul Wall is, one of the best. I think he is. He's just his swag is just crazy, out of this world. Like ain't nobody did it. Like when you think of Paul Wall, you just have this, your mind just changes into brings up that swag. Like it's just, but Eminem is just like, what he talks about is like, I never wanted to kill my mom or nothing like that. Like I never thought about that. So it's like when I say about Eminem, I don't like Eminem. I don't think he's top 5, top 10. I don't think that. I think Jay-Z is the top. Even though Nas is my favorite rapper, Jay-Z is the best because his music aged well. But Nas' music did not age well.
Yeah,
and I still like Nas, but his music did not age well. It didn't transcend into the other generations. Like you hear people talking about Jay-Z till this day, and still say Jay-Z lines or Hard Knock Life or H to the Izzo. People still referencing those lines. You get a couple of references from Nas, Illmatic. What was the other one? NY State of Mind. But other than that, it's just Nas' music didn't age, or the Takeover versus Ether. Like everyone talks about Ether. That's just, it's people gonna talk about that. But it's like after that, what did Nas do? Like I'm still waiting for Nas is gonna have a pretty good year, but I don't know. His music just didn't age well. Jay-Z's did. That's why I think he's the greatest. But Nas is still my number one rapper.
When it comes to rap albums, though, I might have to give it to if it's between Illmatic and Reasonable Doubt, and then two other ones, I gotta give it to Doggy Style and The Chronic.
What? The Chronic
by Dre.
Yeah, no, I already know. I'm just saying, like, that's crazy because I didn't really. The Chronic, like, I didn't. Doggy Style was cool.
You ain't like
The
that?
Chronic was okay. I didn't really. You see, I was so like, I gotta give The Chronic. I like The Chronic a lot, but what was the other Dre album?
Well, that's The Chronic 2001. I'm not really. That's the one. That's like the one that was in like 1999.
Oh, Chronic. That's okay.
That's something else. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, and I'm not even talking about like my favorite necessarily. I think those are the best because of just how, like, think about where rap was in 1992 and 1993. Think about the kind of beats that people were rapping on. Think about the kind of way that people were rapping, and then The Chronic comes out. That set a whole new standard.
Snoop Dogg too. I really like how Snoop Dogg brought his like laid back, like pimp stuff to the game. I like when Murder Was a Case. Like that was dope. That was a story.
Doggy Style was, in my eyes, it was basically like it was The Chronic, but like a graduated version of it with better people rapping on the album, but it was like a better version of the Chronic sound, like better production, just better better layout, and it was one of the first really big rap albums, really. That was like the fastest selling rap album for like a decade plus. Like it sold like 1 million in a week when it came out. Like it went like 5-6 times platinum in like the 90s when rap wasn't doing that.
That's crazy. I didn't know that. I didn't see learn something new every day. I grew up on I learned about Snoop Dogg when PIMP came out. See, that's when I first learned, cause that was something, 50 Cent is one of my favorite rappers. I'm that's my idol right there. But when he brought that to the game and everything, I really just learned about Snoop. And then after that, I looked back because my uncle had put me on a lot of that stuff way when Snoop Dogg put me on. I mean, when he put me on Snoop Dogg. So I didn't know that. I just knew Snoop Dogg was, he was doing some stuff back then, and he's one of the OGs I respect because his music aged well. It's still, people still do remakes of it and still bring weight, do what he do and bring it to 2018 and still has that same flavor and everything. I didn't know Snoop Dogg was selling like that, or Chronic was even. I knew Chronic was gonna go crazy, but with Dr. Dre, I thought Dr. Dre was still gonna. I didn't know Dr. Dre was gonna be like some big rap star, but he's still, a bigger producer than he is a rapper. Because I don't think when you think of Dr. Dre, that's the producer first, then rapper. But Snoop Dogg is just crazy.
The Chronic isn't. That's not in my list because Dre is such a great rapper. That album is in my list because that was the first time you heard beats that were actually not shitty on rap. Because, I mean, think about the beats that were in rap before that. It was all these weird sample beats, and it was all using the same drum breaks, and all the shit sounded the same, and it was all it was the same shit, and they all sounded. It was rap was corny, really corny, before, and then Dre came in and it was whoa, we got all these different synths and everything else. Dre was the first one that actually was playing his own keys on an album, for the beats. I don't think people know, literally every beat before Dre was coming out, it was all sampled. Dre was the first one that was making original beats, using keys and his own synthesizers and playing the melodies out.
That's true. I like Dre for that influence. It didn't really influence me, but the influence is it didn't directly influence me. But if it wasn't for Dre,
he took it away from sampling.
Yeah, I'm glad, because that corny stuff, man, I don't really like it. No disrespect to the OGs, they did what they did, but I just don't like it. It's so easy to make. And plus, I'm saying now, I don't like 90s or 80s rap like that. I think the rap 2000s is the real golden age, because we can do boom bap, we can do different stuff. We have so many subgenres. It just doesn't make any sense. I can't even count all of them because it's gonna take a long time. But what we have now is anybody can get into the game, and I like that because it's so diverse. It's not unless you're appropriating the culture, then that's not cool. Or if you're just taking advantage of something, that's not cool. But I'm glad anybody can get into it, and anybody can express their opinions or feelings or anything, because that's just dope. Hear anybody's story. But 90s back then, it was everyone's rapping about the struggle, or everybody's rapping about this and that, drugs, blah, blah, blah. I ain't really relate to that. So I can't, it's whatever. I respect it, but I just can't get with it. Or the 80s, I don't know. I like the 80s though.
We've been talking for a while, so I've got a few more questions, and then I think I'm going to wrap this up. Who are some producers that you would not mind collaborating with in 2018 and the coming years?
Take Keef. I've been in Take Keef since 2012, and he just came out with that Look Alive with Drake and Block Boy, and he did that Shoot song, And me and Tay Keith collabed way back, but now his sounds crazier, so I wouldn't mind that again. I don't know. Cash Money AP. I've been doing Cash Money AP for a long time. We just didn't collab, so I wouldn't mind that. Oh yeah, Q Beats. They don't make beats, but they make samples, and I really want to collab with them more because I've did so many of their samples like crazy. And that's Murder too. We're kind of on the same. I'm gonna be on the same level in a couple months, so let me just say that. So Murder is somebody who I want to collab with because I know Murder. And me and him cool, but I want to collab with him. I've been sending him samples, so we're gonna see what happens. 2018, we got a bunch. So 2018 is just I want to collab with him because I seen his work ethic. I was in LA with him, so I was with YG and everything. I seen him crank out so many beats, so it's just crazy. Oh, Ism Beats. He's actually from Raleigh. He did Party Dirty by Chris Brown and them, so. I just did something with him, so we're gonna see. We gonna see soon. It's a bunch of stuff in the works.
Okay. Speaking of things in the works, what do you have planned, or what do you have already done that is gonna be coming out in 2018? Like, what are your plans? What do you got cooking up? What do you got going on?
Man, I got my debut tape on the way. I'm not rapping, so it's production. It's gonna be like it's gonna be unreleased songs, exclusive songs. I'm getting the biggest of the big features on it. It's just like what Murder did or Metro did when he was young, like 19 and booming or something like that. But it's like I'm gonna have so many features on there. It's just gonna make. I'm coming from every angle. I'm doing the pop side. I'm doing the what Big Sean does. They're dark sounding, or I'm doing what I'm trying to get a bunch of people. I'm getting Lil Baby on it. I'm getting trying to get Offset on it. That's what I'm pushing for. I got J Bands of Sailing Team on it. Shout out him. I'm trying to get Yachty on it. I'm praying I get Yachty on it because I've been working with him, but I want a verse. I need a verse. So. Man, I hope Yachty listen to this, man. So if I need a verse, I'm gonna tell him I need a verse, but he gonna be like, I don't know. I hope I can get it on there. Chief Keef, a new Chief Keef. We gotta get new Chief Keef on the tape because that's the one. Uno the Activist, Gunna, YSL Gunna. I really like them. Hood Rich Pablo Juan, gonna get him on the tape. Man Savage, all of them. So it's gonna be crazy. I'm gonna get some pop people on there too. Who? I'm gonna get some good features on there. Good. I'm gonna be DJ Khaled. I'm gonna bring it together and everything. I'm gonna have somebody. I'm gonna make a beat. I'm gonna have them lay down something, and I'm gonna go over there to another studio. It's like, yo, I need you on this one. Listen to it, and I'm gonna just do it. I'm gonna attack the game different because I'm not just trying to get placements, blow up over placement. I'm trying to get these things together and have a debut tape. And they're not gonna forget my name because it's gonna be my tape under my name, so it's gonna be like all the attention is gonna go to me. So that's just gonna be a new thing. I also got my studio that's coming. I'm building a studio in Atlanta. 2018, late 2018, early 19. That's coming soon. I got my label coming soon called Let's Party Forever. I'm getting this couple producers and signing them. So it's gonna be a real label. I got a lot of stuff on the way. A lot of stuff. Oh yeah. My podcast. I got shirts. I got t-shirts. I'm doing vlogs now, like for YouTube stuff. I'm doing crazy vlogs, like just like on some Logan Paul stuff, but not crazy like him. But it's gonna be music. It's gonna be tapping into my life, like a day in the life. So it's gonna be a lot of new stuff. I'm coming behind like the scenes. A lot of people say I don't show my face, so I want to do that now. So it's like I'm doing a lot of stuff now.
For anybody that wants to follow you and get in contact with you about beats or anything, where can they do that at? What's the best way to contact you?
Contact me versus on Instagram, or contact me to my email. My email is josephdavinci3e@gmail.com. My Instagram is Joseph Davinci _ my Twitter is Joseph Davinci _ basically everything's the same. Yeah, so everything, you can just contact me on Instagram, Twitter, my email, and I respond quick because I stay on my phone. But if I don't, then I'm making beats, so just give me some time.
Yeah, man, good deal. So I think I'm gonna wrap this up. I just want to thank you for coming on here and having a sit down. I think this is a good conversation, man. We actually talked about a lot of important stuff.
We gotta do this again though, sometime later when I'm, a year from now. I gotta come back.